Hello guys, hello partners out there. Welcome to another Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection episode with the Western Roundup update. This is one of my favorite genres to talk about, is the Western genre. And today, guys, I got some new ones that I've recently picked up and watched, or I've had these for a while and I'm just now getting to watch them. Some brand new ones. Let me look here in my pile. Yeah, I got a brand new one and a couple of other ones that I've got off the shelf and rewatched to recommend to you guys and everything. Now let's start with the first one. Now this one I covered not too long ago in a Western Roundup update, but I wanted to re-recommend it because it's such a good movie. And what's really cool is it's an early 1930s Western. And I'm not huge on the 30s in the Western as a Western decade. My love of Western starts like in the 40s on up, those decades. The prime favorite decades being like the 50s and stuff. But I'm learning about the 30s. I mean, the 30s had a lot of B Westerns, some cheapies and stuff, and there was just a ton of movie cowboys. The image of the cowboy during the 30s was like the big giant 10-gallon hats, kind of a carryover from the 1920s and the silent westerns, which is another decade of westerns that I'm learning about and discovering and stuff. And then thanks to friend of the channel, Gino Cuddy, check his channel out, Gino Cuddy, his Rare Films channel. And Six Gun Theater, which he does, and he's been really focusing on the silent westerns, and a very knowledgeable guy. It's about time to do another interview with him and talk about some more westerns and stuff. But I'm learning. I think that as far as the 30s goes, 1930 with John Wayne and the Big Trail as a personal favorite, and then bookending with 1939 Stagecoach by John Ford with John Wayne. Stagecoach being one of my favorite westerns of all time. But let's talk about this one today. This is from Universal Pictures in 1932. It's starring Walter Huston, father of John Huston, who would go on to be a very famous director and actor, and father of Angelica Huston. But Walter Huston was huge. One of my favorite movies with Walter Huston is The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, which I have right here. I can't resist to recommend a favorite movie, but yeah, here he was in this. Actually won the Oscar in The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, Walter Huston. Here's a favorite. Here's the 2-disc DVD edition. I really like it because of all the artwork and everything. But we got it's got a very acceptable, Blu-ray. I also have a Laserdisc of this because I love this movie. But anyways, he won an Oscar for that movie, and it was his last movie. So he kind of went out with a bang. But anyways, the movie I'm going to talk about, I've covered this before. I'm sorry. I want to really recommend this, guys. Law and Order, 1932. Kino put this out. It's based on a 4K restoration done by Universal. They've been doing some really good restoration of their stuff, and I'm really glad that Kino is putting out something kind of rare, something maybe you've never heard of. And I had never heard of Law and Order. Like I said, my 1930s Western knowledge is new, is budding. I'm still learning and stuff, but I love the Western genre. But this is a really good one. It looks really good. And for a movie in the 1930s, it moves with a good pace, good acting. You would mistake this for something made in, say, 1945 or something like that. Really, really nicely made. It's got the great Harry Carey Sr. in this. Now, Harry Carey Jr. would go on to be in like countless John Ford westerns over the next 2-3 decades, and he would be even in Peter Bogdanovich's Mask in 1985. He pretty much worked till the end of his life and everything, but his father was a very famous Western cowboy actor and stuff. He was in countless John Ford silent westerns, and even John Ford's brother. What was his name? Couldn't think of his. Well, he was in some of his brother's movies that he directed and stuff. So the relationship with Harry Carey goes way back with John Ford and everything. So he's in this, but then they also included on here a about an hour and 5 minute kind of a short movie starring Harry Carey called Without Honor, and that's on here, and really good. Now, there's another one I want to recommend. Let me get it out here. Sorry, guys. Where's it at? If I can find it. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Very spontaneous, guys. But anyways, Harry Carey was in this one. Now, this was an early John Ford Western. Hellbent and Straight Shooting. So those are two silent Harry Carey John Ford Westerns released by Eureka. And this is a Region B set, but it's out. There's I think they're out. Kino put these out individually, but yes, check these out after you watch this movie, because I know you're going to watch it, because I like it, guys. You got to watch it now. Give it a chance. You'll want to check out his other movies and stuff that he starred in at the time. So he's in that. It's a movie called Without Honor, which is kind of a cool addition to add that to the supplements, and it's got some cool supplements here. You got some audio commentaries. You actually got like 2 different audio commentaries, and then you got a conversation with French filmmaker Bernard Trevier. I think I'm pronouncing his name right, but he's been in a bunch of like supplements talking about movies. He's a big movie historian, and he's also a famous French director. Great interview with him. But anyways, this is something you got to get. 72 minutes. It's not very long. Moves a good pace. Great movie to check out. Great little Western. Different flavor. Watch it. Anyways, next up, this is a new release. Have never seen this before. I kind of did a blind buy pickup of this. Now, the actor. This is a Warner Archive release, by the way. Now, the actor in it starred in a string of movies, westerns, musicals, comedies, and everything. His name was Dennis Morgan, and he I don't know if he really they were really pushing him to become the next big star and everything. And I think he did some movies that were very popular, but then he just kind of died out. And towards the end of his contract with Warner Brothers, they had kind of a falling out or something. But anyways, Dennis Morgan stars in this movie. It's called Cheyenne, co-starring Jane Wyman. Let's see, we got Janice Page and Bruce Bennett also co-starring. This is directed by Raoul Walsh. That's what kind of pointed the needle in that direction, was Raoul Walsh. Now he has a long history with Warner Brothers, and really good movie. I guess this is kind of an underrated movie. I wouldn't call this a classic per se, but it is a solid 3 stars. Very entertaining on the first watch. Now, if I watch it again, I may like it even more. But Dennis Morgan is a very acceptable cowboy, and I have to say, and it's a pretty good movie. It's got some great little scenes in it. It's well made, of course, because it's Raoul Walsh. I think there is a co-star. Oh, okay, yeah, Arthur Kennedy, who you'll see his face and recognize him, but he would really break out in the 50s and 60s in a lot of movies and stuff. Famously, he was in a. I don't know if it was he in 2. I know he was in one of the great James Stewart westerns of the early 50s. Let's see that, you know, you made with Anthony Mann and everything. Let me see, is it this one? Pretty sure. Oh no, I'm thinking about something else here. I'm thinking about this one. But yeah, he teamed up really good. I mean, he might be in there, but anyways, I know he's in this one. This team up with James Stewart in Anthony Mann's Bend of the River in 1952. Now you'll definitely recognize him there. He kind of has a turn in that movie. He's kind of cool. He's kind of like good friend, and he turns into like a real bastard all of a sudden. But yeah, check that one out. 1952's Bend of the River, James Stewart. I had to recommend that also. But yeah, he has kind of a small part in this because this was made in, I want to say this was like 46 or 48 and stuff. So he was still just kind of a young contract player. He appeared in some good film noirs around the same time and stuff. But yeah, Cheyenne, kind of off the radar Western. You know, made by, you know, a master craftsman, Raoul Walsh and stuff. And, you know, in the late 40s, Westerns were still kind of getting its footing after the war and everything. And it's like, I think at that point, the Western had almost died, pretty much died out. But thank God that people like Anthony Mann, James Stewart and stuff kind of turned the tides on the Western genre and just blew it up in the 1950s with their string of movies they did, and so many more and stuff. I mean, it wasn't dead, but there wasn't a lot of classics. All of a sudden, in the 50s, people knew what they were doing, I guess, because then you would get westerns with all these, you know, Randolph Scotts and stuff like that. I mean, Randolph Scott was doing some prime westerns in the 1940s and stuff, but of course you got. Of course, you got John Wayne in Howard Hawks' Red River from 1948, which was a huge western, great movie, and Howard Hawks' first western, believe it or not. So yeah, Red River. So there you go, guys. Just a little history lesson. Next up, this was a rewatch. And I hate that this hub, sometimes these hubs break during shipping. And the hub is broke on this thing. But this is actually a German edition of a Western made in, I believe it's an Italian, like, it's kind of an early grandfather of the spaghetti Western. I mean, it is a spaghetti Western, but, you know, it's kind of that early period of like 64, 65, when the Dollars trilogy first started and everything. And they had been doing these in, you know, Germany, in Italy, you know, during that time period and everything. But Steve Reeves, who, you know, was an actor in Hollywood, he wasn't making too big of a splash. He went over to Italy, started doing these like sword and sandal movies. You know, Hercules. He's famous as Hercules and everything, but he did a bunch of those movies. But this is a Western he did, and oh gosh, what's the name of it? Well, they marketed it as a Django movie, but yeah, what's the name of it? Dang it! I hate having film fart or brain farts. Hang on, just 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. A Long Ride from Hell. I knew it was something like that, like long ride something. I knew it was one of those, but yeah, 1965, a long ride from out of hell or from hell. It was actually his last movie, and I believe it's his last movie. I mean, according to Wikipedia, it's his last movie. He didn't die till 2000, so there's still 35 years unaccounted for. So I don't know, maybe he appeared in some other things, but he had a pretty prolific little career in Italy during the 60s, late 50s and 60s, with the Hercules movies and stuff. And he's really good in this. A Long Way Out of Hell. Now, I believe there is a better German Blu-ray of this that's come out. There's a couple of like German ones, but one of them doesn't have subtitles, or it's not dubbed or something like that. So we really do need kind of just a good all around print of it, you know, in the U.S., a U.S. edition, maybe even 4K. I mean, they're coming out a lot. Where we got the dubs, we got the English tracks, everything. But really good. Definitely one of the best kind of early spaghetti westerns. You know, it was right there on the starting line in 1965. You know, after Sergio Leone, Sergio Corbucci. It was like a track meet. You know, they fired the gun, they all took off. They were making movies, boom, 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 and then all of a sudden this huge genre was unleashed of spaghetti westerns. You know, but yeah, good movie. Check that out. I wanted to watch it. I was looking for it, and I couldn't find it. And I was like, I know I have it, and I had to like look, and I found it. So I'm gonna keep it now with my westerns. I had it somewhere else, and I was like, oh man. Speaking of, well, this isn't German, but speaking of imports, now this is from 101 Films. This is a DVD. I don't think I have too many. Well, I have a few DVD 101 Films releases. I think I have like a multi-pack that has westerns and stuff on it, but I never had a good copy of this. I thought I had it already, and I recently picked this up. I found it, a good deal on it. But you know, I'm a good fan of Alan Ladd. You know, his film noirs and stuff, and he did some good westerns, such as, you know, a little movie called Cheyenne. I mean, who's ever heard of Cheyenne? But he did it. Blah blah blah. Just joking, guys. But this was a movie he made in I think 1948. I want to say 48, maybe 46. Something. It's something like that. Again, it's one of those 40s movies, kind of that late 40s, you know, 46 to 49 kind of period of time in movie history. But it's called Whispering Smith. And it's really good, and it's one of those early Technicolors, you know, Technicolor westerns. Robert Preston, you know, AKA the Music Man, is in this, and he has a good turn too, as, you know, best friend turned bastard. You know, he turns to a real a-hole in this movie. You got Brenda Marshall and Donald Crisp. Donald Crisp always adds a little class to every western that he's in. But yeah, it's Whispering Smith, released by Paramount. Oh, here we go, 1948. Okay, I thought it was something like that. But the main draw to this movie is Alan Ladd. It has this really cool opening with him. It's kind of a weird opening. It's the movie starts and it shows him just like in the desert, like stranded, like about to die or something. Like it just kind of starts off. You know, and it's like, because he was on the trail of some rustlers or something like that. Because he kind of works for the train line, like, you know, keeping it safe from robberies and stuff. He goes up toe to toe with train robbers, gold robbers on trains and stuff. You know, but yeah, he's kind of like a guard, I guess you could say, but he's you know, very famous, or not famous, but he's very well known amongst the people, you know, and the train company holds him very highly. Like, yes, this is. So he goes by the name of Whispering Smith because he kind of talks low, and draws fast, kind of a character. But yeah, I mean, they have it back here where it says he's a legendary railroad detective, Whispering Smith, foiled the robberies and saved his old friend Sinclair and saved the day? ? I don't know. Check it out. It's really good. Whispering Smith, starring Alan Ladd. So there you go, guys. Sorry, I didn't want to take up a lot of your time today, but I did throw in some extras there that was kind of spur of the moment. But check those movies out. Play this video backwards. Write down the movies I recommended. I think you'll have a lot of fun. I mean, a night watching, say, Whispering Smith and, gosh, was it? Of course, Red River you're going to enjoy. But Whispering Smith and Law and Order, or actually Bend of the River and Whispering Smith would be a great double feature night. They're both Technicolor, both exciting, both great leads. Jimmy Stewart, Alan Ladd. Do that. That's a great little double feature there. So there you go. Let me know in the comments what you think, and give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this episode, guys. And I will see you guys later for another Western Roundup update. Hasta la vista, baby.